are back for our daily MLB Best Bets here on Thursday, September 18th. We've got about 10 games today in Major League Baseball. We're going to have our 5 best bets for the slate. Yesterday sucked. The week has not been too kind to us so far, except for the Philadelphia Phillies, with the exception of yesterday. You know, I knew we were cooked yesterday when the Arizona Diamondbacks had a runner on third in the bottom of the ninth with 1 out, Corbin Carroll, and couldn't bring him in. And then in the bottom half of the 10th inning, it was a tie game, runner on third, couldn't bring him in either with 1 out. So it was a bad omen for the rest of the day. It is what it is. We will bounce back today and have a better Thursday than we did yesterday. Now, folks, before we get into the video, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for some more daily MLB Best Bets here on the channel. Earlier in the week, we posted both our NFL and college football predictions. Those are both linked in the description down below. NFL predictions over an hour long. College football predictions over 3.5 hours long. Make sure to go check out both those videos. They're linked in the description down below. Go check out Greedo Plays MMA as well. We will have our UFC Fight Night Australia predictions coming out on Saturday morning as well. Okay, on to the first of our 5 best bets today for the MLB. No Nationals, so we're going to do 3 money lines, player prop, and nerfy, just like the traditional format. Okay, on to the first. Let's move to the early game. There's 2 early games that we're going to go over. First of which, Padres in New York to take on the Mets. Guys, the Mets are trying their absolute hardest to not make the playoffs. And the Arizona Diamondbacks, if they could have won yesterday, would only be a half game back of New York now. Unfortunately, D-backs lose. They now have to go back to Arizona to host the Phillies. They stay in Arizona to host the Phillies. And the Mets are a game and a half up on them and 2 games up on the Cincinnati Reds and the Giants, who are kind of still alive as well. I do believe Arizona is still their biggest threat, biggest target, even though the Mets do hold the tiebreaker over Arizona. However, the Reds are 2 games back, and they own the tiebreaker over the Mets. The Reds are by far the worst team out of Arizona, Cincinnati, and San Francisco, but they are kind of still in it. So, I don't know at Cincinnati. They play the Cubs today at home. I think they actually win with Hunter Green pitching, but I'm not going to bet that or not going to put that in the video because I'm done putting the Reds in the video. Okay, first best bet though, I'm taking the Padres to go on the road and beat the Mets. I don't believe in Jonah Tong. I don't believe in Jonah Tong. He's made 2 outings so far in the month of September, 3 as a starter since getting called up. The ERA is 8.49. Out of 3 starts he's had, he hasn't really been good in any of them. At the Marlins start, he only had 1 earned run in that start. Still gave up 4, but again, only 1 was charged to him. Last 2 starts against the Reds and Rangers, both losses for Jonah Tong. In Cincinnati, he goes 6 innings, 3 hits, and 4 runs, gives up 3 homers, and walks 4 guys. And his last start against the Rangers, I mean, it's as bad as it can possibly get. That was, of course, Jacob deGrom return night to Queens, and Jonah Tong comes out there, only gets 2 outs, 4 hits, 6 runs, and walks 3 guys. It is as bad as a start can get. Doesn't even finish an inning, and pitches and throws 40 pitches. And I'm supposed to believe that the Mets are going to be favored today with this guy pitching. I know, again, games have been pretty high scoring so far in Queens in this series, right? Game 1, a million home runs were hit because Michael King, you get a home run, you get a home run, you get a home run. Last night, a 7-4 victory for the San Diego Padres, another high scoring affair. I think they're going to do it again. Now, we don't get an elite pitcher going, but we get Randy Vasquez, who has been better, I'll say, kind of, since coming back from injury. Vasquez, last 2 starts are both against the Colorado Rockies, but he's been all right in those 2 starts. Actually, since coming back up from AAA, if I'm not mistaken. Last start against the Rockies, it was at home. He goes 6 innings, 4 hits, and 0 runs. I expect a lot of runs from both offenses here, though. I do, right? Vasquez, 3.72 ERA. Jonah Tong, 8.49 ERA, albeit that's only 3 starts and 3 appearances. But if the Padres can get going, they are a good team, and they've got a good bullpen. Again, it's just a big if with this squad because can the lineup get going? Yesterday, Manny Machado, it's a grand slam in the top of the 5th inning to make a 2-2 game, 6-2. Mets hit a couple solo home runs, but they end up winning the game to San Diego, 7-4. Right? It was a tightly contested game until Machado hit the grand slam. And that's just the thing, my thing with San Diego. They have all the talent, they have all the pieces. Can they actually put it together, and can they actually keep winning? I mean, they're 83-69. They are pretty much 100% going to be the second wild card. That means they're going to have to go to Wrigley Field and to Chicago. But man, the Mets, I know they won back-to-back games against the Rangers and against the Padres. I get that, and we played Padres moneyline the other day before Michael King decided to give up a million runs. Don't forget the 10-game losing streak the Mets went on. And now they lose yesterday, potential to lose the series yet again today to San Diego. I think that's exactly what's going to happen. I just have no confidence in Jonah Tong, who just got blown up in his last start. You know? And sure, Marlins start, he goes 5 innings. Reds start, he goes 6 innings. He's still giving up 4 runs in each of those starts. He's pitching all right, and he's pitching well for a 22-year-old, obviously, but you're giving up runs. And San Diego, if they can get going offensively, there are a lot of bats. It's just, again, my thing with San Diego is if Machado, Tatis, Arise, Sheets, O'Hearn, Laureano, there's talent. They just need to put the ball by Jackson Merrill. That's a pretty dangerous 7 with the exception of Arise, who just keeps on playing worse and worse. But I think San Diego is going to be able to win the baseball game today. Plus 110, early start. I think Vasquez will be able to do a little bit better than Jonah Tong. And don't get me wrong, I expect runs to be scored on both sides. But I do believe San Diego is just able to do a little bit more, especially because I like their pitcher more than New York. So I'm going San Diego Padres money line to kick off the day. Plus 110 for the Pods in Queens against the Mets. Next up, we move on to another early game. And I didn't fix the graphic. I apologize. So I'll keep you waiting, I guess, in the pick. I did not mean to intentionally do that. It's okay. Next game, Rays versus Blue Jays in Tampa. Same exact start time at 10:10, and we are going with the Toronto Blue Jays. Taking both road teams here in the early start times at 10:10. There is a Guardians-Tigers game at the same exact time, but couldn't be bothered. So we're going to be playing the Blue Jays on the road here. Toronto had their 7-game winning streak just snapped yesterday. 2-1 loss for the Blue Jays. Chandler Simpson robs a home run, and the Rays win it 2-1. Actually, Chandler Simpson hit the game-winning RBI single as well. So it was a Chandler Simpson-led effort in Tampa yesterday for the Rays, and now here's the rubber match. Actually, this is the 4th game in the series because Tampa won the first 2. Regardless, though, or Toronto won the first 2. Regardless, the Blue Jays are trying to win the series. They are trying to hold on to the number 1 seed in the American League. They probably will. They have 4 games on both the Yankees, who are trying to, overtake them, obviously, in the AL East, and the Detroit Tigers, who are not really on their ass, but are behind them, obviously, as the number 2 seed currently, and Houston's right there, too. But there is still an incentive for Toronto to win baseball games. They need to keep pace over these teams. And I think this is a pretty good spot. I think it is. Shane Baz is going for Tampa Bay. Shane Baz is the biggest mixed bag you're going to find. He will have nights where he's pumping, he's striking out 10 guys, and he's looking great. And then he will have other nights where, like in his last one in Chicago, where he's going to give up 5 runs in 2 innings. And immediately his team's kind of out of it, even though they gave him a 2-run lead early in the game, right? Not like I had money on that game or anything, right? Anyways, Shane Baz's ERA in September so far is 4.73. Had a really good start against the Seattle Mariners, in which he went 5 innings, 5 hits, and 0 runs, but last 2 starts haven't been that good, so that's why the ERA's pumped all the way up to 4.73. In August, 8 ERA. 8 ERA in the month. Had a start against the Dodgers, give up 5 runs in an A's loss, 6 runs in 3 innings against the Yankees. And are those good lineups? Sure. The Blue Jays are a good lineup too. I get it. They're without Bo Bichette right now. He's still in the IL, but you still have some pretty good bats on this lineup. George Springer, Vladimir Guerrero, Alejandro Kirk. I mean, there are guys who can swing it up and down the lineup. And for Tampa, this has been my thing with the Rays all year long. They just have so many guys where it's like, all right, big power threats, Caminero, Diaz if he can get a hold of it, Chris Morel if they can get a hold of a baseball, but nothing I can rely on in Tampa Bay. There's nothing. And the bottom of the lineup is just so weak. It is. Is Carson Williams going to be a good baseball player? I think he's going to, but he has struggled since coming up to the major leagues. Carson Williams bats 167. He's only 22. I'm sure he's going to be fine. But, I mean, Carson Williams, I believe, has been held hitless, with the exception of last night. Going into last night's game, he was hitless in, 8 straight games. 6 straight games, but still close enough. They bat Bob Seymour every day, who is a power-hitting first baseman, but a guy usually can't put too much exit velo on a baseball. Everson Pereira bats 6th in this lineup, 7th in this lineup. They've got guys at the top of the lineup. Chandler Simpson, who is a good baseball player. His advanced metrics don't say he's a good baseball player, but I think he is talented. He's a lesser version of Arise. Is he? I think he might have I think his WAR is lower than Arise. I don't know. Arise and Simpson are 2 guys where the advanced metrics aren't going to tell you they're that good. No, Simpson's got a negative WAR this season. Wow. I think Arise is at about 0. So, yeah, statistically, advanced metrics-wise, Simpson's actually a worse player than Arise. That's neither here or there, but you got guys at the top of the lineup, right, if you put Simpson on base, that's potentially, if you put him on first, it's potentially a triple, right? Yandy Diaz can swing it. Caminero hits the ball extremely hard, either hits the ball extremely hard into the ground, puts it over the fence, or strikes out. So 3 things that can happen when Caminaro's in play, or is hitting. Same thing can be said about Christopher Morel, right? It's just a very up and down lineup. Bullpen, same exact thing. Pete Fairbanks will have great nights, and then he'll have other nights where he can't locate anything. That's the same thing about Shane Baz, though. Shane Baz, like, he is the poster child for what the Tampa Bay Rays have been in 2025, right? Either an incredible start, or he's absolutely horrible. Can't control anything, loses everything, can't spot, and balls hit over the fence consistently. I don't know. I think the Blue Jays are going to be able to get going on him. Games in Tampa, too. Hitter-friendly park. I like Toronto a lot more than I do the Jays, obviously. I know Toronto's starting Chris Bassett, who is kind of an unk, 36 years of age, but Bassett has been very dependable in the sort that he's going to go 6 innings. He's going to give up 1 or 2 runs, but that's the most he's going to give up. 3 starts so far in September. He is 1-2, but against the Reds, Bassett goes 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs. Yankees on the road, 5 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, but actually none of them were earned. And his last start against the Baltimore Orioles on the 12th, 5 innings, 2 hits, and 1 run. So Bassett's been pretty dependable, 1.69 ERA in the month. ERA in August was 3.67 as well. I think we should be okay here. I get it. Tampa, it's a spring training facility. It's sort of easy to hit home runs out here. Obviously, it's still hot for the most part in Tampa too, so balls should be flying during the day. But I do believe that Toronto's more well-equipped to win this baseball game than Tampa is, especially first off with the pitching matchup and the inconsistency throughout the Rays lineup. So give me Toronto to go on the road and win the baseball game, minus 125 on the money line, minus 120. So getting graphics wrong, my apologies. Okay, next up we move to our best player prop of the day. Let's go to another American League East matchup. Skipping the Red Sox, instead we're going Yankees and Baltimore at Camden Yards. Give me Max Fried today. Going with Max Fried over 5.5 total strikeouts. I think it's a good spot for him. I know Fried's been actually hovering around that mark for quite a bit now. He will have games where, he'll have a 5 strikeout game, a 6 strikeout game, a 7 strikeout game. But usually from what I'm seeing with Max Fried, his floor is pretty much 5. He did have a 4 strikeout game against the Blue Jays, but that's kind of an outlier. For me, again, the floor is usually 5. He usually gets to 6, usually gets to 7. There's a bigger upside on Max Fried going over on strikeouts today than the opposite, obviously. And this is a Orioles lineup that can strike out, not a consistent strikeout squad, but a team that will strike out. That's a very convoluted way of putting it. What I'm trying to get at here, there's a lot of good matchups for Max Fried. The Orioles are pretty lefty heavy, especially with Jackson Holliday, with Gunnar Henderson, right? With Beavers, I'm pretty sure is a lefty too, right? I'm fairly certain Beavers is a lefty. Yeah, with Dylan Beavers as well. There's a lot of guys, Colton Cowser, who probably won't be hitting today, but there's a lot of guys in the lineup that are going to swing from the left side of the plate, and that creates for a lot of great matchups for Max Fried. Now, Baltimore's been winning a lot. Obviously, too late for the Orioles, but they've been winning quite a bit. They went on a big winning streak by sweeping the Padres and winning 2 of 3 against the Dodgers. They swept the Pirates, just swept the White Sox after actually getting swept in their own right in Toronto against the Blue Jays. But Baltimore's been playing pretty hot baseball right now. That doesn't matter because ultimately we don't care who wins the baseball game. We just need Fried to go out there and get strikeouts. And again, with the better matchups for him in a Holiday, in Henderson, in Beavers, I think we should be okay. And there are guys throughout the Baltimore lineup that are just going to strike out. Yesterday, guys, when the Orioles go to Chicago, the team struck out a total of 12 times. Holiday struck out 3 times. Westberg struck out twice. Jackson struck out twice, their catcher. And multiple guys struck out at least once. So there's big strikeout potential. A lot of guys who don't swing for the highest averages. We're looking at a Dylan Carlson. We're looking at a Tyler O'Neill. Again, guys who can, well, more O'Neill than Carlson, but, guys who get the ball hard, but when they don't, it's a bunch of swing and miss stuff. Colton Cowser, same exact thing. If we do see a Colton Cowser appearance, which I doubt against the lefty and Fried, but if we do, that should be pretty free for us. Jorge Mateo bats almost every other day for this lineup. Mateo, contact hitter, but a guy who will strike out at the same exact time. It's just, I don't love the Baltimore lineup. Obviously, they've been winning, but they've been beating Chicago. And we don't care who wins the baseball game. We just need Fried to go out here and get Ks. I think you should be able to, guys. The only time Max Fried has faced off against the Orioles this season, June 20th, at home at Yankee Stadium against Baltimore. Fried goes 6 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, but the big number, 7 strikeouts. Last start for Fried in Boston against the Red Sox, 5 1/3, 9 hits, 2 runs, 6 strikeouts. We'll take that, right? 2 starts prior to that, sure, didn't get the K numbers. But again, trust me, The Baltimore lineup, I think, is going to strike out a lot to Fried. I just think the matchup's good for Max, with, of course, the key hitters for Baltimore being left-handed, and additionally, guys up and down the lineup past Holiday and past Henderson. It should create for good enough matchups for Max Fried. Again, you can excuse the Astros start where he only had 5 Ks and Blue Jays start where he had 4 Ks. Nat start had 6, Red Sox 7, Cardinals 6, Rangers 7. So I think we should be fine. And another thing that Max Fried usually gets is a high pitch count and a bunch of innings. New York's going to let Max Fried pitch into the 100s. That's something we have seen time in and time out this season. Hell, his last 3 starts in September, Max Fried has gone over the 100 pitch mark. So they're not afraid to pitch Fried deep. Obviously, they are going to need him for the postseason. I'm pretty sure I can tell you he's going to go game 1 in the wild card round, likely at home at Yankee Stadium against either the Mariners, Astros, or Red Sox. Like, they are giving the ball to Max Fried with the season on the line, essentially. So New York is ramping him up for the postseason, but it's still a case for the Yankees. There is definitely an incentive to win. If it's not for the American League East, you still have to keep games on Seattle, on Boston, on Houston, and even the Guardians as well, who, they're too many games back, but they're 4.5. But yeah, you have to keep games on both Seattle and Boston, because if you're the Yankees, you don't want to go to the Pacific Northwest to play in the first round, in the wild card round. You don't want to go to your rivals at Fenway Park in Boston in the first round. Got to keep winning baseball games. Max Fried's going to put them in the best possible position to win this game. Don't care about the money line, but I do believe Fried's going to go over 5.5 Ks against a capable Orioles lineup, but a lineup that should be manageable enough for the lefty in Max Fried. Moving on now to our 4th best bet of the video, we move to our daily nerfy. Let's go to American Family Field, once upon a time, Miller Stadium, Miller Park, thank you. Brewers and Angels in Milwaukee. Give me the nerfy here. Give me the nerfy. UC Kikuchi and Quinn Priester are the 2 starting pitchers. Quinn's been really good this season. I know records in baseball don't mean much, and the Brewers usually score a lot, but Quinn is 13-2 this season with a 3.25 ERA. Last 2 starts against the Cardinals and the Pirates, a combined 2.92 ERA in 12 1/3 innings pitched. I know this doesn't mean much. Quinn Priester has not lost a baseball game since May 24th. Well, that's the last time the Brewers lost when he pitched. It's kind of crazy. Now, is this team going to 100% come back down to earth in the playoffs? Yeah, I think they're going to. Now, I don't think, the New York Metropolitans are going to walk into Milwaukee again and beat them, but I don't know. I think they can beat the Cubs. NLCS is where I'm concerned about Milwaukee, where they have come up short, obviously, to the Dodgers and what was that? 19? 8? No, definitely not 19. That was the Nats here. 18, I believe, right? Like, we've seen this before out of Milwaukee. I'm not convinced yet. We'll see. I just feel like they're one of those teams that's going to fall completely back down to earth once October starts. Anyways, though, I think the nerfy's going to hit today. Angels, I know they got bats. This team has lost 6 or 7 in a row. Luis Rengifo's batting leadoff right now for them. Neto's out. Mike Trout still hitting, but damn, Trout's having a really bad year for Mike Trout standards. He's batting .227. Last game against Milwaukee yesterday, Mike Trout goes 0 for 4 at 3 strikeouts, bringing the total average now this year down to .227. That is brutal. Man. Mike Trout's WAR this season is 1. Ooh, brother. I mean, I guess it's kind of close to his WAR last season, but yikes. That's, damn. Still 21 home runs, but that's brutal. But anyways, it's not like we're not really too concerned about Trout. Kind of concerned about Taylor Ward, who hit 2 home runs yesterday. Ward goes 3 for 4 with 2 solo shots. So that's a guy we should be a little bit concerned about. And, of course, Joe Adell, who has had a comeback year, obviously, right? Joe Adell saved his career this season with the Angels. He's a .240 hitter, but you can be a .240 hitter if you hit 35 home runs. So shout out to Joe Adell, but he bats in the 4 spot. So hopefully we don't get there. Again, Quinn's been really solid. Sub 3 ERA in the month, 3.25 ERA on the season. He's a guy who's going to go 6-7 innings and only give up 1 or 2 runs. So I'm okay with that out of him. Flip side, UC Kikuchi. Now, there are nights where UC looks like the worst pitcher in baseball. But there are other nights, and I get the Mariners lineup can look like the worst lineup in baseball too, but September 12th, last Friday, UC goes on the road to Seattle and pitches 6 innings, 4 hits, and 1 run. There are games where he can just pitch really effectively, and there are other nights where he's really bad. So obviously, this is the much more difficult part of the nerfy. We know what the Milwaukee lineup can bring. This is a team that is still trying to clinch the number 1 seed in the National League playoffs as the Philadelphia Phillies, who did lose yesterday, but are only 2 games back in Milwaukee. Milwaukee's still trying to win baseball games, is what I'm getting to here with, 9 games left, 10 games left. It's a top of the lineup that can hurt you, but a top of the lineup that can be really left heavy. Now, we'll see what they do again with the lefty going, but Sal Frelick usually bats leadoff for this team. Not dependent on if it's a righty or lefty. No, Frelick's usually batting first. Christian Yelich is always batting at the top of the lineup. Right there, those are 2 lefties. Chourio in the 2, obviously a dangerous righty, but right away, I know Kikuchi might not be having the best second half of the season. He was really good in the first half. He was an all-star this year for the first time. But still, we can depend on the fact that, okay, we're going to get Yelich, we're going to get Frelick, who are good bats, don't get me wrong, right? Frelick yesterday goes yard yet again as the power numbers. I think he's having a career power year, if I'm not mistaken. I know he's only hit 11 home runs, but I think that's way more than he has in his entire career. Yeah, Frelick in 2023, it's 3 home runs. 2024, 2 home runs. This year, 11. I mean, I think I'm pretty sure the Brewers made a big deal earlier in the season when Frelick hit a leadoff home run because he hadn't done that before, right? But I think Kikuchi's going to have a good matchup there. I think he'll be able to just find a way. And that's the thing with UC. If he can just put the ball over the plate, he should be fine. Because that's my problem with him. And I've watched him start quite a bit. I watched that A's start where he was horrible, maybe one of the worst of his career, at least definitely this season. When he's really bad, and the Rangers start was really bad too, and the Astros start. When he's finding spots, he's good. Because he can paint corners, and what UC does is he's the biggest strikeout guy. Not entirely. He can have those nights, but when he's really good, he's finding the outside part of the plate. He's painting, and it's hard to make hard contact on him. That's when he's at his best. Like, hell, again, look at that Mariners start. 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 run. When he's not finding anything, and when his control's off, he's missing away, he's missing up, and then, oh, crap, he leaves one center, and that's when, Nick Kurtz or someone will take him yard. I just need him to have a good first inning, and we need him to keep the ball over not the middle of the plate, but we just need him to keep the ball over the plate. Because as long as he doesn't hang one, we should be fine. Okay? I get the Brewers are a good lineup. Yesterday, though, there were no runs scored in that Brewers-Angels game. That was Brandon Woodruff, and that was Jose Soriano, who, Soriano, it is what it is sometimes with that guy. But Brewers score 5 in the second, none in the first. So we just need a repeat of what happened yesterday. I think we should be able to get it. Ward went yard twice yesterday for Los Angeles or for Anaheim. I don't expect that to happen back-to-back days. He is probably our biggest threat on the other side, but I'm not too concerned about Quinn Priester. I am more so concerned about Kikuchi. We're just going to have to roll the dice a little bit here, but I think we're all right. Give me -120 with the nerfy today at American Family Field in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Kikuchi, Priester will go out there and get us 6 outs. On to our final best bet of the video. All right, Logan Webb, let's do this again. +135, I'm seeing +140 some spots. All right. Give me the San Francisco Giants to go to Los Angeles and beat the Dodgers. Am I fading the Dodgers for the 4th consecutive day? Oh, I am. And did the Giants yesterday get 1 hit through 9 innings yesterday against 5 ERA Brandon Pfaadt? Oh, they did. And for some reason, we still didn't win with Diamondbacks money line. Again, I can't get the Diamondbacks ever. I don't get it. Just when we fade the Diamondbacks, they win. When we tail them, they lose. Oh, I can't stand those guys sometimes. Anyways, taking the Giants today. Taking San Francisco to go on the road and beat the Los Angeles Dodgers. Logan Webb, when are you going to have a good game against the Dodgers? Tonight. Yep, it has to happen eventually. Because, guys, if Logan Webb, and there's stakes tonight for Logan Webb, okay? If Logan Webb, who, by the way, Giant season on the line right now. Dodgers series, you're still only 2 games back, right? You almost got swept in Arizona. You find a way to win. You're only 2 games back. You're really 3 because the Mets have the tiebreaker, but still. Standing, say 2 games back, okay? You got 9-ish games to play, 10-ish games to play, make it happen. You still have time. Logan Webb, you are this team's best pitcher. Go out there and find a way to win. Because against the Dodgers, this guy is nothing but a choke artist. Last 2 starts against the Dodgers have been horrible. And he was given leads in both of those starts. Now, they won the first one, or I guess the second one in total this year, but on July 11th, Logan Webb's given a huge lead. His team wins, but he gives up 6 runs and almost blows it. His last start in San Francisco against the Dodgers, the Giants lose 13-7. Logan Webb in 4 innings gives up 10 hits and 6 runs and blows an early lead. Other than the Dodgers, Logan Webb's really good. Logan Webb is an elite pitcher in baseball when he's not facing Los Angeles. However, here's my thing, though. The one start he had this season in Los Angeles at Chavez Ravine, June 13th, Friday the 13th, 7 innings, 2 hits, and 2 runs. Maybe he just can't pitch against the Dodgers in San Francisco. Maybe that's it. I don't know what it is, but we need a good effort tonight. Dodgers lineup, who does win yesterday 5-0. I guess Blake Snell's back. I don't know. I'm not a fan. Okay, I'm not. You know, Buddy's jumped from National League West team to National League West team. What are we doing? You've been on 3 National League West teams in the last 4 seasons. I don't understand. Of course, you sell out to go to the Dodgers, but it's okay. It's all right. I'm happy for you, pal, I guess. Dodgers win 5-0 yesterday. Ohtani goes yard twice. Ohtani goes yard once. Freeman went yard as well. It is what it is. Phillies couldn't score off of Blake Snell. I mean, I'm sure they were more than content going into Los Angeles and winning just 2. That's my bad on taking them yet again. I thought Luzardo was going to have a little bit of a better night. And in all fairness, Luzardo pitched fairly well. It's just they couldn't score. Blake Snell struck out 12 Phillies. I think Logan Webb's going to be fine tonight. Again, eventually he has to pitch well against this Dodgers team. And if we're going off of what's happened this season, has he been bad against the Dodgers in San Francisco? Sure, he has. Not going to dispute that. What happens when he goes to Los Angeles? He pitches just fine. So, I'm going to go through that. Dodgers lineup to me, not concerning at all. I'm concerned of Ohtani. I'm concerned of Freddie. And that's it. Pages too. I don't know why Pages still bats in the 7th spot. I don't watch the Dodgers every night. Every time I watch the Dodgers, though, Pages is a problem. Will Smith is out, so, there's one less guy. I think when's he coming back? Saturday. So, this is the last, or we got 2 more days without Will Smith, who obviously will be gearing up for the postseason run this year for the Los Angeles Dodgers. But you still don't have to see Smith. It's just, to me, Ohtani, Freeman, and Pages. No, I'm not concerned of Betts. I know he's been hitting better. He's going to finish the year over 260 probably, so good for Mookie, but okay. Teoscar closes his eyes and swings really hard. Tommy Edman doesn't have this miracle magic that he had last season. Rojas will give you trouble sometimes. Kike's not very good, and whoever the hell is going to be starting a catcher tomorrow, be it Chucky Robinson or Rortvet, I'm not concerned about the 9-hole hitter / catcher tomorrow for Los Angeles. Giants lineup I know can be really shaky. They didn't score in 9 innings against Fott, and they only had 1 hit. I get that. Adames is due. Devers is due. The entire lineup's due right now. And they were so horrible yesterday, and they still found a way to win. They're coming into Los Angeles with a little bit of momentum, right? You find a way to win in extra innings. In the 11th, you gotta be somewhat pumped up going into the series because legitimately, right, season on the line. Logan Webb has had a whole plane ride from Phoenix to Los Angeles to think about this, about trying to save the Giants season. Let's make it happen tonight and actually beat the Dodgers for once in LA. Well, Logan Webb actually just beat the Dodgers for once. I know he's done it this year, but, let's do it again. Let's not look horrible this time, Logan. Okay. That'll do it, folks. I was going to go on to the next bet. I don't got anything else. I was thinking about going Reds money line today, but, again, can't trust Cincinnati on the videos. So that'll do it, folks. Thank you all for watching our MLB Best Bets here for Thursday, September 18th. If you have not yet, though, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more. Make sure to leave a like if you did enjoy the video. Make sure to comment if you do this great thing in the picks. Folks, thank you all for watching. And Mamba